All I need is your ears. All I need is your ears.
This is for all the parents, right?
Okay, so this letter is, like I say, Hilton College is a school, a private school in KwaZulu-Natal, a private boys' school.
Yeah, one of the big ones in South Africa.
Big ones, long culture. They've been around for many years. I think they always pretty much regarded in the top 10 schools in the country,
Absolutely.
year in, year out.
Yeah.
This video is centered around a letter written by George Harris, the school head of Hilton College, a private boys' school in South Africa. He wrote this letter to parents after a derby. This is what ChatGPT had to say about the derby. It's a rugby tournament against Hilton College and another school, Michael House. It's a historical derby that started in 1904. Every year it attracts thousands of spectators, and it has a long-standing tradition that goes beyond sports and has fostered a sense of community, sportsmanship, and school spirit. Let's watch a clip of what he had to say in his letter.
I've been reflecting on this after noticing a growing tendencies toward one-upmanship in the scale of hosting and catering around the field. When hospitality and generosity become self-serving displays of opulence, they begin to pull away from what we aspire to be as a community. So parents who attend the derby
Yes.
can set up around the field with their own...
So apparently, because I wasn't there, when parents come to the event, they set up around the field, and the school head noticed that they were bringing exquisite gazebos, decorated marquees, and professional catering. He thought that their efforts were above and beyond what was needed at a school event because they were too ostentatious, too showy.
Because specifically in those schools, they have a massive old boy culture,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And these old boys, many of them turn out to be CEOs.
Very successful.
Very successful
Very
businessmen.
connected, very successful.
Yes,
If
right.
they could all land their helicopters in the field, they would.
That's
It sounds like a lot of the parents are actually graduates of these schools. And the school head is saying that he's noticed that the sport rivalry between the two schools is now spilling into competition between parents. Parents are trying to outdo each other as far as what they look like and their whole side of the field setup. I've been a teacher for almost 20 years, and in those years I have taught hundreds of wonderful students. I've also gotten to observe hundreds of parents. One thing I think parents don't understand is the influence that they have on their children. I really believe that parents are their children's most influential teachers. As teachers, as parents, and as adults, it's really important that we keep forefront in our minds the example that we are modeling. Every one of my concerns, be it my grievances about us as a society, about governance, my grievances about education, honestly revolve around my care for children. High school is an important time for character building. As parents and as teachers, we should want our children to see themselves and to see others for who they are in character, and not judge one another according to what they look like, what their parents drive, how much money their parents have. When children focus on the material, it takes away from their depth, it takes away from them learning about who they truly are, and it takes away from them connecting with others on a deeper level. This message isn't for know-it-all parents who don't have space in their hearts, in their minds, to look at their actions critically. It's for parents who put their parenting job above everything else. Those who have the self-awareness and emotional intelligence enough to listen to Mr. Harris's perspective, or perspectives that are outside of their own.
For next year, could we ditch the opulence and in favor of a wholesome hospitality, devoid of showmanship and loud extravagance, right? He goes on to say, when the extravagance stretches into overconsumption, the messaging we send to our children is awkwardly wrong. The amount of litter at the events he had to address this year, and he knows that the community can do better, right? He says security staff reported growing levels of aggression because obviously now there's alcohol at the field.
I have a problem with alcohol at school events. I have a problem with actually drinking, overconsumption of alcohol around children in general. Have you ever been the child of a parent who drinks too much? The parent who can't walk straight, who loses their patience with you, who gets really, really mean and blacks out in the middle of family events. Imagine what that child feels like. Imagine what your children feel like seeing you intoxicated. There is a time and place to have fun. I'm not against parents having fun. You are adults, you're allowed to have fun. But one thing I've noticed about modern parents and millennials in specific, because I'm a millennial, we don't know when to separate family time from adult time. For us, every single opportunity to socialize is na enjoyment, is for us to take videos for TikTok and for the gram. Last year, I went to a primary school event in Botswana. It was a family fun day, and on the newsletter communication to parents, it clearly stated, no alcohol allowed. What did some parents do? They snuck alcohol into the event. When we do this and we break the rules, we're communicating to our children that forget about the school rules, go ahead and break them. And what happens when you're drinking at a child's event? You're not walking around with your kids enjoying the entertainment. No, you're sitting with your camp chairs in a huddle, ignoring your kids. I don't understand why those parents couldn't give their children a few hours. Another thing that we forget, just because it is legal doesn't mean alcohol is not a drug. If it can cause you to be careless, to have memory lapses, to engage in reckless behavior, to say and do things that you don't remember the next day, to wake up feeling awful physically, it is a drug. Would you do any other drug around your children?
I don't think he's wrong. But to be able to write a letter like this when the parents of your school are so powerful in their lives, it must have taken a lot out of him to press send. And I believe that is the type of person you want leading your child's character build.
Exactly.
Right? In those years where they're forming their characters, this is the type of man you want. Because he's right.
Over the years, I've worked for private schools where if we teachers had grievances about student conduct and approached school management about talking to the parents about it, there's been school management that refused. We can't give parents negative feedback. Why? Because they are paying customers. When schools put the bottom line before their job, before the livelihood of students, then parents should really be wary. And when parents cannot take feedback, it's the children who suffer. Hilton College students and Hilton parents are really lucky to have Mr. Harris, because I believe he wrote this letter not to be mean, but because he loves his students, and forefront in his mind is the example that is being modeled to the students. Please share what your takeaway was in the comments. Like this video and subscribe if you want me to make more videos like this.